the topic is very important. It is something that is needed in today's world. And a lot of people are going around and claiming that they're a healer, claiming that they do all sorts of healing work, saying that they have diplomas, saying all these different things. Now, that is the world. That is the world inside just a bunch of people. So if we look at everything, let's just pick a word that starts with A, academic. So say you have academics inside your system. That means that you are very smart, you study everything, you research everything, you pick what you think is the highest good because of your education. That is a bunch of nonsense. So that education never gets wisdom because it is always trying to chase something and prove something else wrong. So when we mix science with understanding, we have to develop a form of higher consciousness. Most of you are in a lower consciousness. Even if you are out there and you are a healer, well, what type of healer are you? The truth, is your business soaring so much that you are just lecturing? Or do you have different types of students? How long did you study? Who did you study with? Well, that is nice in the atmosphere of understanding, okay? So, yes, do you go to a guru? Do you go here? Do you go there? Yeah, no, because you have to understand energy. So you look at those people and you say to yourself, well, now you are in a group. Okay, so now you are in a group. Say there's 30 people in a group. Who is the one documenting a certain time that group meets once, twice a week, 3 times a week? And do any of those students get extra time if they have more time? Or is the teacher just about money for themselves? That's very important when you're coming to energy, because energy is just energy. And understanding is really
knowing the true laws of the universe. This is why we're going to come on live and give different insights that can help advance you in your life. You know, there's a lot of different people that say they're certain things. They're healers, they're energy workers, they're witches, sorcerers. So we want to really take all of that divine goodness that someone has in their hearts. It doesn't matter what they practice or what they do. And we find inside of everyone the love that maybe they're missing in their life, but it's always inside of them. So this practice and the path that we've paved here with Surya Soul Sun in the system really helps every system.
So when you look at that, you take, for instance, if anybody is really having a problem, Well, you don't have a problem. You have to find your way to a solution. Your brain is in fight and flight. So if I categorize
You as a human.
you are a human, but you are a creature. You have habits and ways, and you started off in this atmosphere that has changed over and over and over and over again. So if you look at the times, that's why we have doctors and, religion, theology, different things like that to let you understand that it is nice to know what you're studying, but if you're practicing it in an ill way towards your soul, creating fear because of your nonsense of what grandma, grandpa, and Uncle Jim told you,
Or what mom and dad believe.
or what mom and dad believe.
What religion you were raised in, too.
That really is the question of this person has life. Why would I knock them down instead of seeing what they have in them to create the essence of them that they already have, but they did not lock it in another point of time in their mind to experience it. So when you read someone, it's not the point of you have to be there in person. That is grammar school. That is kiddie stuff. You ever hear those people that turn around and tell you, I have to be there, I have to make an appointment, all my friends are there, can we record it, can we do this, can we do that? Number one sign that you're being set up in another way. The point is, when you're being set up, is understanding that there is never really a set up. But those are the ways of life of how people act. So a lot of you that are healers or meditators, you have this little group that you identify as that group, and all of you talk about another group. So you're forming hate in your group, but you're profoundly intellectual. Unbelievable that you make it sound friendly. That is a big sin that goes in, but it's not religion. It's creation. Now, when you create that, that gets darker spots. Most healers like to go on screen, like to go on this, like to do that. And we say that's nice, but what happens when someone goes on screen and really sees you, and all of a sudden they get that spark of light that somehow they don't have that mentor to talk to, you just get it. But then from there, your whole world shatters because it's disrupted, but you got nothing to work on it. That's dangerous in a way. So you use a material thing for people to see, but a lot of you are selling it sexually and lustfully and wanting, instead of sharing the true compassion. And when you look at that, we have someone writing. Okay, there it goes. That was you. So now, if you look, what are you seeing? There's nothing to look to see. It's already there. That's an energy. Now, is it a person, place, or thing is the question. It's a big thing. Is it a person, place, or thing? Well, if it's a person, place, or thing that has an energy, well, what happens if you categorize it as an energy of religion? Okay. How many followers? Okay. All of those followers against one person, what does that do? What does that do? Why would a religion teach you to go against someone? That no religion teaches you that. But that's the judgment that you choose because you don't know that path, that way. Someone would say, well, Buddhism, this, that. Well, no, because Buddha never told you that it was Buddhism. Buddha never told you there was a God, there wasn't a God, there was just a path of way. What did Allah do? What did Krishna do? What did Jesus do? What did every person do? Well, that part is in you. How far do you take it? Most of you that say you're a healer, in actuality, when you really get tested under our software and deep meditation and go through training, the one thing with us is that when you go through us, and if you do pass it, that's for everyone. If you do pass it, then you will have fame, because fame is already in you when you know what's in you to teach. So that in you, they say in metaphysical, there's a certain creature that goes through that. Olivia, can you discuss that creature that everybody has, that's mystical, that you saw in medieval times all over the place and different things? And what did they say that creature did?
There are many beliefs on this world, and there are magical beliefs, religious, holy. Remember, in the past, when there was monarchies, this was this class system, a way that people would interact. So they would say the royalty had the connection to God, to the divine. This is something that every single person has within them when they utilize the powers of understanding, compassion, and love. So there's many spiritual, mystical entities and animals that provide spiritual power. This is also something that we have a connection with to nature. For everyone, there is a animal called the shedu. It's a winged lion. It's meant to provide the liberation, the knowledge, and the protection. The other animal that everyone here can also benefit from would be something that people know, the phoenix. The phoenix is the mystical bird made of fire that goes up in flames and is reborn from its own ashes. This just represents every person when they think they know something inside of a teaching of their life. They must go back to the state where they're innocent like a child and almost relearn the teachings of the self, the body, the love, God, meditation, energy. Learn it over again every single day. And this also has to do with the dissolution of the ego, of the sense that is selfish in type of society that we see prevalence of bad acts, war, all these different things that can be categorized as causing suffering for this world. So if you want more information about this, also if you're interested, we do readings for people to connect to their mystical animal spirits, those in which you know, and also which that are aiding you, that you can come upon with more strength and use that power inside of your life. Again, it's a universal truth of how energy is utilized, transferred between dimensions, between the realms, without you catching the pain and the suffering of someone else's karmic journey that, okay, maybe they're doing wrong inside of life. You get to choose your path with free will. But also remember, there are hidden mystical forces that are aiding you and helping you as long as you're attuning your vessel to these. We can give you more information and also teach you how to do this for your own benefits, for the benefit of humanity elevating.
So when you look at this, we show fish and you see guppies. Guppies are very beautiful, and we have a major source that we grow our own guppies, and we give births of generation upon generation of guppies, and then we teach our students through the guppies. You watch them in all their tanks and you see the beauty, and you need to have so many males, so many females. You need their environment, and we use that as a study as how they grow, how more colorful they get, and how expensive those guppies can get at one point in time, and how you can adopt a guppy, or how you can adopt a plant directly from our botanical garden. And you will understand that you're not taking that home, you're putting towards something that gives care too. Of course, our facility is all about care and all about nature. You can claim one religion, but in the understanding, everyone's path is valid. Even the one that's path is not valid is still valid because it is your path. So when you're looking for advice, you need to understand that when you connect, we need to connect on a higher level. It can't just be because you said this. That is not law. That is not universal. 1 + 1, they say, is 2.
Is it true?
But can you beg to differ if you know how to multi-dimensionally align yourself that they've been covering up for years in schools, in systems? We have created life, and we are all great. But if someone has a genius mind, which more children today are being born with genius minds, musicians, yes, and everything. And it is our job under law, through the code of ethics, to provide for not only those children, adults, and elderly, in supplying someone with a conscious understanding. So if you're going through something and you went someplace to Mystic Manny, and Mystic Manny told you that your job was crazy in this because he read on the tarot and he studied tarot, but he can't pay his bill of something, then from there, the weakest link will catch that emotion of energy, and maybe that person took a little bit of your energy because you were open. You need to protect your morphic and auric field.
These are some of the universal laws, not just reserved for a few, but reserved for the ones whose hearts and souls are ready. Through our journeys, we have encountered that the real enemy of human progress is fear. And also, in some cases, can be debilitating emotion. Like it was said, there are many geniuses, gifted individuals, children of the universe and God that are now being born into this world. However, we're in a highly technological, advanced world where there is medicine, there is toxin. There are so many different things that maybe the genius is not being brought out to the fullest potential. We're here to tell you that if you've been seeking, there is a way to progress past all this suffering in society with the use of spiritual technology and also meditation.
And also for a quick check, this morning when you got up, what did you do before you got up? Was there a practice? And then when you got up, what did you do? What time did you spend giving thanks to you? And if you did wake up in the middle of the night, did you at least sit up for 10, 15 minutes to see why you were there and get into a state? Then from there, what did you eat? What were your conversations? What did you read? What did you talk to people about? What happens if you got all ties there? And then you talk to your mama, your dad, your brother, your sister, your mate, someone that owes you money, someone that does this, someone that does that. Buddy, you got about 3 generations of ancestral crap on you that you just opened up physically. Just because you told me you prayed, that does not mean nothing. You have to understand the entrapment of your own way of what you created. So you have to be able to be neutral. You have to be able to be that middle line. You have to be able to get rid of those frozen emotions. Most of you have way too many frozen emotions. So when you come in honor. That means I am ready to be heard. That's all the teachers need to know. I am ready to be heard. How are you ready to be heard? What is the extent that you're ready to be heard? And do you have a disagreement in the way that the practice is because you're trying to get in the way again? If so, move on. You will be back. It's free will. Choose your way. But understand, you don't want to just hit the highway. You want to hit the right way. That is you. That is your identity. That is the self inside of you that no one can take away from you. I see a lot of people, and all they want to do is get these readings and pay all this money and go out and do this and do that. But when it comes time to free help, where there's people that can get on, this is what I'm going through. Okay, you're going through that? Do me a favor, get on video right now. Tell me your issues. Let's make you feel well in front of the world. We are not hiding or showing anybody. From now on, we have proved so much to people. If you really want to get an extension out in the world, show someone immediately, this is my problem. How can you help me? Very easy. If you join one of these, we will help you instantly. After that, if you want more work, that is really up to you inside your pursuit to either learn to heal yourself and then become the healer to the world, or your family, or your mate, or your animal, or to yourself, but never in vain. If you're a teacher and you're really wanting to expand, book today on WhatsApp. Just book, say, I am ready for the training. Just write that, I am ready for the training. You'll get a link. You'll get a session training. It'll be set up. Then from there, you go on. It's a set of minutes. Those sets of minutes can take you into an alignment of life if practiced all the way from the minute you learn to a change in your life for the rest of your life. It really depends upon you. Really depends upon your study. I am ready for training.
If you have personal questions and felt from this talk, you can reach more over WhatsApp 939-492-9162. This is the direct spiritual line that you can text, also we video call and do phone calls so that the people really get the need that they want. If they're really going through something that they say, we are here to aid you in your journey. The phone number for WhatsApp is 939-492-9162. Call or text anytime with the honesty and pureness of your soul and your heart.
And please understand, folks, when you contact, do not play an average person, a game, an action. Either you are a practitioner trying to change your life, or you're a regular person that got out of it. You will understand that we already know the minute we speak to you. And once you make that statement, that is your lie if there is a lie. Understand that. We will not teach you that. But when you come from pure heart and watch your heart open. Book today. If you lie, that's something on you.
You can also send us an email, suryasoulsun@gmail.com. For more information, you can look at the description and go through and click the links. There's many online channels that are free for you to read more and get enlightened, little by little, awakened inside of the mind and the heart. Many blessings. See you soon.